Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing another book tag for you, but I believe this is one that I have created. I did look around on YouTube and on people's blogs to see if this already existed, and I found little bits and pieces but not a whole video like this. So this is the Shawn Mendez Book Tag. I've been a fan of Shawn Mendes for a while now, and I've been listening to his music a lot recently, especially whilst reading, and he was at the O2 last week as well, so that's kind of what inspired me to do this book tag. I've chosen books based on some of the titles of his songs, and there are quite a few of them, so without further ado, let's get started. Just want to apologise for the lighting of this video if it is really bad. I have got my camera lamp on, but I'm by the patio doors again, and because it's such a sunny day today, but there's still a lot of clouds, it keeps going in and it's really ruining the lighting, I think, so I'm sorry about that if it is. So the first song is Stitches, and that is a book that hurt you, and I went for all the right places. I absolutely adored this book. It had me in tears whilst reading it, and I'm really excited that they're making this into a film. I cannot wait to see it. The next song is Something Big, and that is a book that you think will have a big impact on everyone, and for this I went with The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. There is so much hype around this book, and it is definitely well deserved. It's not a nice book to read, but there is such an important message in this book. It's so well written, and I really suggest that everyone reads it. Then we have Imagination, and this is a book character that you can imagine yourself dating, and for this one I went with Maxon from the Selection series. I've been getting these books out of the library for the last couple of months, and I've just finished this one, which is the third book in the series, but I absolutely love these, and the character of Maxon is absolutely amazing. He is literally the perfect prince. The next song is Treat You Better, and that is a character who you think deserved a happier ending than they got, or deserved to be treated better, and for this one I chose Azriel from A Court of Mist and Fury. As most of you all know, I absolutely adore this series, and I have a full video talking about all three books, which I will leave in the description box below for you if you want to go and watch that. But I absolutely love the character of Azriel. He's probably my favourite character in the whole series actually, but I love just watching his character develop and how much he loves more, and you get so much more of him as well in the third book, A Court of Winds and Ruin, but I want more of him, so I'm hoping that Sarah J Maas continues to write part of his story in the upcoming books. Then we have the song Kids in Love, and for this you have to choose a YA romance. For this I chose My Life Next Door. I don't have this book on me because I got it from the library and it has since gone back. I read it a couple of months ago, I believe, but I absolutely adored this book. It was a lovely romance story, and it's actually a perfect summer read, so I'm tempted to reread it again in the summer holidays. The next song is I Know What You Did Last Summer, and for this you need to choose a book with the word summer in the title or a book that is set in the summertime. For this I chose Lying About Last Summer by Sue Wallman. This is one of the first books that I read this year. Actually, it might have even been the first book that I read in 2017, but it was right at the very beginning of the year, I know that. I absolutely loved this book. This was part of the W.H. Smith Zoella book club, again, which I will link in the description box below if you want to watch the video where I talk about all of those books. But this one fits perfectly with this song because it's all about something that happened the previous summer, and it's set at a summer camp as well. Then we have the song I Don't Even Know Your Name, and for this one it has to be a book character's name that you struggled to pronounce, and for this I went with a character in A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J Maas. I know a lot of people struggled with Rhysand's name. I didn't actually struggle with that. I never said Rhysand, I always said Rhysand from the very beginning, but I actually struggled with Feyre's name. I can't remember exactly what I was saying at the beginning, but I had to look it up online and then realise that there was a pronunciation guide within the book, so that would have been helpful for me to have read first of all, but yeah, Feyre's name was the one that I struggled with. The next song is Lights On, and that is a romantic scene within a book that you loved. Now, I could talk about A Court of Mist and Fury. If you've read it, you'll all know what I'm talking about. But I decided to come away from those books because otherwise I could probably pick that book for every single one of these songs. So I decided to go with A Quiet Kind of Thunder by Sarah Barnard. The romance scene in this book was between two teenagers, and it was their first time, and I thought it was done really, really well. It could have been too over the top and had too much of a description, but it didn't, and it was the perfect addition to the book to really show their relationship develop. Next we have my favourite Shawn Mendes song, which is Aftertaste, and for this one you need to choose a book that left you wanting more, and for this I chose the Throne of Glass series. I started reading Throne of Glass last week. I then straight away read Crown of Midnight, and I've since been and got Heir of Fire and Queen of Shadows out of the library as well, so I'm going to be starting these next two books very, very shortly, and I also have Empire of Storms waiting for me at the library as well. But as I've already said, I loved the Court of Thorns and Roses series, and Sarah J Maas's writing was amazing, so I decided to read the Throne of Glass series as well, and it has not disappointed me so far. I don't think I'm going to like it as much as the Court of Thorns and Roses series because that was my first Sarah J Maas experience, and I absolutely adore those characters and those books, but I could be swayed to change my mind as I continue reading because I hear these two books are better than the first two, so I will definitely be reading these very, very soon. The next song is Ruin, and for this one you need to choose a book where someone spoiled something for you, and for this I went with The Hunger Games Mockingjay. I'm not going to tell you what the spoiler was because if you haven't read this book I don't want to be the one to ruin it for you as well, like it was for me. But I was getting towards the end of the book and then someone said, "Oh, has this happened yet?" And I said, "No." And we just sat there in silence as I carried on reading, knowing what was about to happen. So thank you to the person who did that. They probably know who they are if they're going to be watching this video, but yeah, had this spoiled for me. The next song is Air, and that is a book that took your breath away, and for this I went with It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. Again, this is another book that I don't have because it's one I got out of the library, although I will definitely be buying my own copy at some point because I want to reread it desperately, because although it absolutely crushed me and made me cry probably more than any other book has this year, I absolutely adored it. The writing is incredible and the story just drew me in so much. It's not a nice book to read again, it deals with domestic violence, but it was absolutely incredible and I cannot tell you how pleased I am that I read it. So we have 3 songs left, and the next one is Bad Reputation, and that is a book that some people had a problem with, and for this I chose Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. This is a book that I have on my Kindle, so I don't have a physical copy of it, but I didn't actually have a problem with this book, although I did have to start it again 3 times because I struggled to get into the rhythm of the characters and the places and where everything was. But a lot of people had problems with it, saying whether it was a racial thing or how people were represented. I'm not quite sure what it was. I didn't read too much into it because I didn't want it to spoil the book because I'd been waiting for it for so long. But me personally, I didn't have a problem with it. Next we have the song Patience, and for this one you need to choose a book that really tested your patience while you're waiting for it to be released, and I think it's quite obvious what I was going to choose for this one. It was A Court of Winds and Ruin by Sarah J Maas. I know I didn't have a really long time to wait for this book compared to some people. Those who read A Court of Mist and Fury back when it came out had quite a long time to wait for this book to come out, but I think I only had a month or 2. Actually, I don't even think it was that. I think it was probably only about 3 weeks, if that. I really didn't have to wait that long compared to a lot of other people, but it felt like a really long time. Even on the day that this was released, I had a real struggle waiting for it. I'd asked for Amazon release day delivery and I thought it would be there when I got back from work, and it wasn't. It didn't get delivered until quite late in the afternoon, so I'm really glad that it finally turned up on release day because I started reading it straight away, but again, I really struggled waiting for this one. And the final Shawn Mendes song that I've chosen for this book tag is one that I've been playing non-stop on repeat for the last few days, and that is There's Nothing Holding Me Back. And for this one you need to choose a book series that you could talk about for ages. Now I know what the obvious choice was here, and that was the Court of Thorns and Roses series by Sarah J Maas, but I think I've spoken about them enough in this video and in a previous video, so I decided to go back to the Selection series by Kira Cass. I just love the idea of this story. It's in no way the same intensity as the Court of Thorns and Roses series, but it's such a fun and lovely read, and I just love the storyline and I love the characters, Maxon in particular, but it's just a really lovely series and I can't wait to read the next 2 books and the novellas as well. So that was the Shawn Mendes book tag. I really hope you've enjoyed it. Please feel free to comment down below and tell me what your favourite Shawn Mendes song is. I'd love to hear from you. I'll be tagging a few people in the description box below to have a go at this video, but don't feel like you have to do it. Also, if I don't tag you, feel free to do it as well. This is open to everyone. If you do this book tag, then please don't forget to tag me in it as well so I can watch it and share it. I will leave all of my social media links in the description box as well. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you have a lovely week and I'll see you all again soon. Bye!